All right, this is all about prepping your food, which I think is the most important thing, is planning, right?
Yep.
Planning and preparation. So we're going to talk about cookware. I get a lot of questions about how you store your food, how do you chop all your vegetables for your salads and things like that. So really it comes down, if you want to be successful in this thing, especially long term, because we don't just want to lose 20 pounds in a month and gain it all back. That's what almost everybody says about every weight loss program that's out there.
Yep.
Which is why we don't want this to be a weight loss program. We want it to be a life transformation program. Yep. And to do that, you have to build some habits, right? So one of the habits I think is most important is planning your meals and then preparing ahead of time.
We call them the 2 Ps,
yes.
Planning and preparing.
So when do you guys plan? So if you sit down with your husband or your kids, like when do you plan your meals?
We do ours on Monday mornings because we have an atypical work schedule, but I would say 80% of you guys will do it on Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, we do Sundays. So we'll sit down and look at the calendar and say, okay, what are we going to eat when? And maybe I'm working late one night and Jana knows that she'll take the kids out to eat or something that night. But then we plan in all of our meals. And so we know, I also plan in my leftovers. So like on Sundays, generally I'll make a pot of chili and then I'll eat that for lunch the next day, or maybe even for dinner the next night. So I'm always looking at, okay, whatever I make that night, I got to make sure there's enough for leftovers the next day. Or on a Sunday night, we'll grill 5 or 10 chicken breasts, right?
Yep.
Cut those up or just put them in a Pyrex dish and then use that for my salads for the next 3 or 4 days.
Yep.
You guys do something similar there?
We do. We sit down, we look at what our main recipes are. So that'll always include some kind of salad for the week, that lasts 3 or 4 days, some kind of soup or side, usually a veggie dish,
right?
And then 1 or 2 main casseroles,
right?
So sort of, I call them hot dishes because my husband's from Minnesota, so some kind of healthy form of that. And I like to have it in bulk because, as you guys know, when the week goes on, things get a little hectic and it's really hard. So we will throw in throughout the week, grilled hamburgers, chicken, things like that. But directly, and this is key, directly from the meals, then you create your list, and this doesn't take terribly long, and then you shop off of the list.
Right.
You don't shop off of the list and then all the other things.
You don't go to the store hungry. You don't go to the store just kind of wondering what's for dinner. You have a list. You get in there. It's like surgical precision. Get in and get out, and stay away from the middle part of the aisles in the grocery store.
And it's surprisingly affordable to eat healthy.
It really is.
People will go, well, how can you afford to do this? Because I don't buy all the extras.
That's exactly right. I'm not buying Doritos, which are $4, right?
Yep.
So a couple things that we use, we always want to make sure we pre-wash and put the lettuce aside so that when I make a salad, all I have to do is pull a few leaves of lettuce out. I chop it up or tear it up, put it in my bowl, and I'm ready to go.
Yep.
I don't want to have to wash the lettuce every time. So we'll do that typically on a Sunday as well. Same thing with things like celery, and what we'll typically store things in are the Pyrex dishes. So people ask me about leftovers a lot. How do you store leftovers? Because we've talked in the past about Tupperware, which is full of phthalates. Any plastic cookware is really bad for you, toxic. And that's going to burn out your leptin receptors, which makes it really hard for you to lose weight.
Yep.
So we want to stay away from those. So typically we'll use the glass dishes. It has a plastic lid, but the lid's not ever touching the food. All right, so we use that quite a bit as well.
We've talked a lot with you guys about, over time about what's called phytoestrogens or estrogen mimickers. So plastics are full of things that really can create, disruption and dysregulation in hormones. Yeah. And this is a hormone-based life plan change.
Yes.
And so one of the best lateral moves you can make is just order a bunch of glassware off of Amazon and start storing in that.
And get rid of your Tupperware, especially if you are dealing with estrogen dominance type issues, right?
Which most of you are.
Hot flashes, mood swings, inability to lose weight. Estrogen is a building hormone. And when you eat food that's been stored in plastic, Tupperware or something, then what you're going to get is this increase in estrogen, which makes it really hard to lose weight. Speaking of estrogen mimickers, we want to talk about cookware as well, especially like nonstick cookware.
Yes.
And the worst one out there is Teflon. Kaflon is not any better. Yeah. And Teflon actually contains this chemical called PFOAs, and they are also endocrine disruptors, so they mess up your hormones. Now, I'm not a big fan of cleaning eggs off of a stainless steel pan, so I like doing something nonstick, but there's much better options, right?
Much better options.
So the ones that we use are the micro ceramic. This company is called Green Pan. You can get these at Target. You can get them on Amazon. You can get them a lot of different places. We have a few of these pans, and it's a micro ceramic coating. It's not a chemical coating, right? It's just a very tightly bonded coating to where you can fry an egg in here and you don't have to spend 45 minutes washing the pan, right?
And they're usually white, they're usually green, or they're usually gray like this, kind of a silver coating. Yep. Feel free to use stainless steel because that's good for you. It's just harder to cook with.
Yeah.
The reason I'm smiling is we've got this, we had probably a $700 cookware set that we got when we got married.
Yeah.
And it was just hideous for you. And it was the hardest thing I've ever had to throw out was this $700 cookware set that I got as a gift. But nothing is, my health. So we do cook with all these. They're super easy lateral move.
Yep.
Again, Amazon. I'm a big Amazon girl.
Me too.
You can order them.
Me too.
They'll usually say green, something like that, non-chemical.
Yeah, and it'll say PFOA free or
Yep.
Teflon free.
Yeah.
They know that people know Teflon's bad for them now. So
Yeah.
if you just start making these small changes, and the reason we wanted to do this in the kitchen is because this is where the nitty gritty happens, right?
Yeah.
So I always say when I walk into a client that I've been working with, and I walk into their house and I can open up their pantry and it looks like mine, I know they're on the right track because they've learned these little tips and tricks. So hopefully you've learned some things about planning and preparing. A great way to take the meal plans that you have is you start looking and going, okay, when can I start doing leftovers there? When do I need to start planning? When am I going to shop? And then all you have to do is buy the stuff, put it in the house, and follow the recipe. It's really simple from there, but you have to plan.
And just give you some incredible encouragement that we plan for things that are important in our life. I know you do. I know we do. And this is important.
Absolutely.
And once you adopt this as part of your lifestyle, that you're planning for building your life, it becomes pretty easy.
Which I would say by far, planning and preparation, those two things, that's what's going to bring you success. So keep picking up on these tips. And when you watch the videos and you watch them over again and start picking up these little things, it's amazing how making small changes are going to bring huge impacts to your life and really help you finally master your metabolism.